Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to be looking at the McFarlane DC Multiverse, The Signal, Duke Thomas. Duke Thomas is a new Batman ally. In the Rebirth comics, he's known as The Signal. He started off in the comic We Are Robin, and I'm really excited to add him to the collection. A new Bat character, never released before in 6 and 7 inch scale, at least not in his Signal costume. I ordered this figure from the CMD store. It's a Canadian website, but I noticed both CMD store and Figurine for All both have these guys in stock and ready to ship. Pretty much all the new McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. So let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, 22 moving parts, McFarlane toys, ages 12 plus, DC Multiverse, The Signal, Duke Thomas. Here he is in the package. He's got a display stand, collector's card, a couple of batons with sort of a bat-shaped top. He looks great in his yellow outfit. One side, The Signal, Duke Thomas. Other side, The Signal, Duke Thomas. At the bottom, got a bunch of credits, and there is a barcode, in case that help anybody. And at the back side, here he is from the comics. So with no further ado, let's open him up. And I got 3 of these figures from the CMD store. They had all the McFarlane figures in stock, but I'd already pre-ordered the bundle at the McFarlane toy store. Considering canceling there and ordering from one of these other websites, we'll see. I'll give it a few more days. We've got the Kingdom Come Armored Batman, The Signal Duke Thomas, and Dark Knight's Metal Gladiator Batman. Alright, now that we have this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He comes with a display stand, collector's card, and then 2, nightsticks or batons, little staffs, and they have sort of a Batman-shaped sort of axe to them. But before I take a look at the accessories, let's talk about and check out the actual figure. So this is The Signal. This is a new Batman ally in the Rebirth comics. He's kind of young like the Robins. His real name is Duke Thomas. Now, looking at the back of his collector's card, his origin, when Batman was gone for a while, he joined a group of people, the We Are Robins. They were sort of keeping the neighborhood safe. Eventually, Batman took him under his wing, made him The Signal. Now I knew all that, but then it says it turned out he was a metahuman and has light sensory abilities with his eyes. Now I'd never heard that before. That is news to me. I don't even know what light sensory stuff is supposed to be. Is that heat vision? Is that x-ray vision? Someone can clarify. I'd be very curious. Never heard of Duke Thomas being a metahuman, but that's what the back of his collector's card says. Anyway, really happy to add him to the collection. We've got Nightwing, Red Hood, Robin, Batgirl, etc. But The Signal is a little bit more of a lesser-known Batman ally. So let's take a look at him. I'll start with his head here. He's got a kind of odd color scheme. Black and yellow. Kind of looks like Bumblebee. He's got the helmet on. Sort of bat symbol on the front there. Wide eyes. Definitely has that sort of signature Batman type of look to it. Of course, proudly displaying the Batman symbol on his chest. Armored suit. Now, one complaint about mine, his bicep on this side is completely fused. I already dipped into hot boiling water, tried to free it. I don't know if it's glued or what. I couldn't pop it off. I couldn't turn it, do anything. Not the end of the world, but annoying nonetheless. And I have hundreds of McFarlane figures. He's only the second one to have that sort of problem. Looks like he's got a ball joint under his armor, 2 places here. Double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. Nice texturing on the suit, different parts. It all looks very nice. Looking forward to digging deep to this figure. Looking forward to comparing to my custom Signal and all my other Duke Thomas figures, and I have them all. And just a closer look at his face, helmet, and head sculpt. Now for his accessories, and let's start off with the boring stuff. Here's his display stand. Typical McFarlane stand. Black perfect circle. It says DC on the bottom. It's got 1 peg for the pegals on his feet. Very thin. Very basic. Now for his collector's card. As you can see, it's an image of Duke Thomas as a Signal from the comics. The Signal, Duke Thomas. On the back side, there is a description. If you want to read that, go ahead and pause now. And you can see near the end, Duke discovered he's a metahuman. That's the first time I've ever heard of that. And now for his little hatchets or axe type things. I don't know. I want to call them batons, but they sure look like little hatchets. Two of them exactly the same. Kind of looks like the bat symbol on, I don't know, with the blade up there. A little bit of texturing on the handle. Put them together. Kind of got the bat symbol. Here's Duke Thomas holding his weapons. He can hold them in many different various ways. An accessory that he does not come with that I thought might work good is an unmasked head. I thought using this John Stewart, doing a head swab, might look pretty cool. Let's go ahead and check it out. Here's Duke Thomas with that head swab. He's holding his previous head with the helmet on under his arm, looking like he just took his helmet off. I actually think this looks fantastic. And a lot of people have an extra John Stewart because they released him twice, as a single and in the Endless Winter Wave. So a lot of people are going to have this extra head floating around. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories, now let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, staying at about 7.0 inches tall, which can translate to about 18 centimeters. Now for his articulation. Starting with his head here, of course, you can rotate from side to side. You can look up about that far, down about that far. Pretty nice. Tilt his head from one side to the other. Shoulders on a ball joint, quite limited from his shoulder pads here. Doesn't even go up 90 degrees. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. He's got a butterfly joint here. Increasing range of motion, uncovering the large gap. Bicep cut below that. Like I said, mine is totally stuck on that side. But you can still have different ways of rotating his arms. Double jointed elbows, they go all the way in. His wrists can rotate. It's going to be hinged as well. His torso, ball joint, hidden pretty nicely under the armor. Rotate around, forward and back. Another ball joint in his waist, rotate around, forward and back, giving him very wide range of motion in his torso area. Legs, complete does the splits, not a ball joint, similar type concept. Rotation, minimal. Legs go forward, almost all the way. Back, not much. Double jointed knees. Then his ankles here, forward and back. Traditional rotation, tilt, rock, and toe articulation. Here's Duke Thomas in the Batcave. He has his mask off. The bat signal just went up. And he's getting ready to get suited up. Here's Duke Thomas on a rooftop overlooking Gotham City, one of its many protectors. And here's Duke Thomas, the signal on top of GCPD headquarters, the signal next to the bat signal. And here are all the modern members of the Bat family that McFarlane has made. We've got Ghostmaker, Nightwing, Batgirl, Azrael, Red Hood, Batman, Robin, the Signal, and Red Robin. They really need to give us a Batwoman, Spoiler, Orphan, Huntress, and many, many more. Now let's check them out. Next to some of their action figures, starting off with some of their Duke Thomas figures. Here he is, next to the custom Duke Thomas the Signal that my boy Jason made for me. This custom's had a special place in my heart for a long time. I've had the Signal checked off my list for a while. Now, I absolutely love the custom. It is fantastic. But I'm not going to lie, McFarlane did a little better. They weren't restrained by using existing parts. This Signal is a brand new sculpt, brand new body, brand new head. I love both of them, but I'm really happy to have an official release in the collection. And here he is, next to the other Duke Thomas that McFarlane's made. This one is from Dark Knight's Metal, and he's in this armored, crazy batsuit. Of course they made that version first. But they finally made the version that I've wanted for a long time, and I imagine the version that everyone else wants. Duke Thomas as the Signal, part of the Bat family. Then, next to the Mattel DC Multiverse Duke Thomas, this was him in his Robin suit from the We Are Robin storyline. That was when he first was introduced in the comics. And now, next to a custom Duke Thomas and civilian attire that I made, I took the unmasked Duke Thomas head that Mattel released and threw it onto a Hasbro Star Wars Black Finn figure. He's definitely way too small. I wanted a small teenage body, but I underestimated just how small the Star Wars Black figures would be. And here are all of my Duke Thomas figures. I have 5 different versions. Never thought I would have 5 Duke Thomas figures. Mattel's We Are Robin, McFarlane's Dark Multiverse, then McFarlane's DC Rebirth, then a custom one, and then a custom civilian Duke Thomas. Very cool. Now let's check him out. Next to some other McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, next to the other 2 newest figures that I've gotten. We have the Armored Kingdom Come Batman, and the Gladiator Batman, and the rest of the figures are on the way. I'll have them within a week. Here's Duke Thomas, next to several different Batman figures. These are all from the Modern Comics. Then, next to several more Batman figures. These are also from the Modern Comics. And now, next to some Batman figures from different various forms of media. Here are a bunch of members of the Modern Comic Batman Rebirth family. These are probably the figures that I think work best together. From left to right, we have Ghostmaker, really the only version they made. The 3 Jokers Batgirl. I prefer her to the original Rebirth Batgirl. And then the original release of Nightwing. Yeah, the Gotham Knights Nightwing's pretty nice, but he's from the video games. This Nightwing is actually from the comics. Then the 3 Jokers Batman. Now I prefer the Rebirth Batman, but he's a little too small next to these other figures. This Batman is at least bigger than Duke Thomas, who should be a teenager. We have the White Knight Azrael in the back. Although in White Knight, Azrael is more or less a villain. He's pretty much wearing the exact same costume he wears in the Rebirth comics. Really happy they made that version of Azrael. And then of course Duke Thomas the Signal. In the back we have the New 52 Red Hood. Yeah, the 3 Jokers Red Hood is for the comics, and it's pretty nice. But I really like this New 52 Red Hood. Then of course the Damian Wayne Robin. Yeah, Robin has a little bit of a different costume nowadays, but I'm a sucker for the classic colors. And then we have this Tim Drake Robin. Tim Drake is actually Robin again in the comics now, but personally I would love a Red Robin figure to mix in here. That version of Robin is inaccurate next to the rest, and the only other choice for Tim Drake is a Gotham Knights Robin, which is also very inaccurate with these guys. Still, it's a pretty nice looking Bat family. Now let's check them out. Next to some other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Like I said before, these are the only new ones I have. Kingdom Come Batman, Duke Thomas the Signal, and Gladiator Batman. But the rest are on the way, and I can't wait to open them up and review them. And here he is, next to the Walmart exclusive Gold Label Eradicator and Vampire Batman. Then, next to the recent Target exclusive Gold Label Flashpoint Aquaman and Deadman. And here he is, next to the Amazon exclusive Tim Drake Robin and the Shazam 2 movie Shazam. Then, next to the Amazon exclusive Batman Family 5-pack. And now, next to the 2 most recent McFarlane DC Multiverse Mega Figures, Mongol and Frankenstein. Here's Duke Thomas. Next to the most recent McFarlane Gaming Wave, we have the Arkham City Sick Joker and the Arkham Knight Scarecrow and Red Hood. And here he is, next to McFarlane's Mortal Kombat 11 DC offerings, the Batman Who Laughs and Joker. Then, next to the McFarlane Toy Store exclusive Hush Superman and Rebirth Kid Flash. Now let's check them out. Next to the most recent McFarlane Build-A-Figure waves. Here's Duke Thomas next to the Target exclusive Crime Syndicate wave, Collect-A-Build Star the Conqueror. And here he is, next to the Speed Metal wave, Collect-A-Build The Darkest Knight. Then, with the Batman Arkham Knight wave, Collect-A-Build an undersized Solomon Grundy. And now, with the Gold Label Walmart exclusive variants, these are the black and gray versions of the Batman Arkham City wave. Here's the Signal. Next to the 3rd wave of Page Punchers, this is a Flash-themed wave. We've got Flash, Atom, Heatwave, Grizzly Rod, and both versions of Captain Cold. And here he is, next to the 2nd wave of Page Punchers. These are based off of Injustice 2, Batman and Green Arrow, and I've currently got Dr. Fate and Supergirl on the way. Then, with the 1st wave of Page Punchers, this is a Black Adam themed wave, Batman, Constantine, Superman, and Black Adam. And now, with a couple of Target exclusive figures, Gold Label Ocean Master, and the 30th anniversary of Batman from Batman the Animated Series. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. Here's Duke Thomas, next to some other recent Target exclusive figures. Kyle Rayner Green Lantern from Changing the Guard, Defiance Deathstroke, the Black Adam movie Black Adam with Throne, and the Justice League Endless Winter Wonder Woman variant. And finally, next to some recent Walmart exclusive Gold Label figures, Azrael Batman Armor, Parallax Hal Jordan, Rebirth Shazam, and Speed Metal Dark Flash. Now let's check him out next to some action figures from different various companies to see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you don't know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a McFarlane figure, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the large action figure lines I collect and work way smaller. But first, let's check him out with some of his McFarlane Toys brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale. Then, next to some more McFarlane Toys, these are from different various video game properties. And now, next to some Jack-specific wrestling figures, here's Duke Thomas, next to a green bell pepper. And here he is, next to some DST or Diamond Select toys. Then, next to some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. And here he is, standing with some NECA figures. Then, with some Mattel wrestling figures. And now, next to some Jazzwares AEW wrestlers. And here he is, next to some Mezco 112 collected figures. Then, with some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures. And here he is, with some Mafex figures. Then, with some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here he is, next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. And finally, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. Overall, it's a pretty nice figure. This is a character that has never been released before in 6 and 7-inch scale. Well, actually, scratch that. Duke Thomas has been released before, but not as the Signal, not as this identity, as a hero. This is exactly what I want from companies. A Batman-related hero or villain that has never been released before in 6 and 7-inch scale. This is right up my alley. This guy is probably going to be making my top 10 figure list of 2023. Sculpt paint job are excellent, no issues there. Articulation is everything you would expect from a McFarlane DC Multiverse figure. My guy has that fused left bicep, but I'm not going to hold it against him. Maybe I'll different one down the road. Maybe not that big of a deal. His accessories, they're pretty cool. I like the batons. If I had to rate this guy, I'm going to give him a solid 8.5 out of 10. I'm enjoying this figure a lot. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say with the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.